Hello YouTube, Infinite Magicraid community, Gandalf here. So it's Tuesday morning for me and probably Tuesday for you sometime during the day wherever you're at. And what I'm doing today will be bringing you a quick sneak preview of this week's patch. As usual, I cannot show you the patch directly on the screen, so I'll do a little bit of gameplay um, in the background while you listen to me give you a quick, TLDR on the patch note. In the main Discord, you already see the summoner summons for this week, the quick banner. So you'll be looking at Grace, Lysander, Chardonnay, Nidroid, and Elena. So really good bleed lineup if you're trying to push for Withering Coast. There will also be a double Legends event up as well. So one pull for two again is available this coming week. Um, Starting on September 11th, so that will be next week, there will be a new um, echo that is introduced in the legend. It's called Bizarre Flame. Um, I wonder what that's gonna do. Maybe something to do with burn or HP burn. There is no description so far, but we'll find out soon. Here are the major feature adjustments this week. So for all of you in the newer zones and you're struggling against people who have been playing the game for a year in championship, now it's going to be a lot easier. So there will be now introducing a novice division for championship. So the latest 20 server form new brackets. So then you get to compete only against people who are in the latest 20 server, and that will be shifting every single week or every 2 weeks, I guess. And now, you guys in the newer zones will be able to have a much more fair competition. Also, starting this week, there will be double arena coins. So when we are playing in the advanced arena, right now you're only getting, I think, unless you're in King, you only get 2 tokens per win. I think in Diamond and Platinum and lower, you only get 1. So you will, get a lot more now, which is great. Um, then there will be a new epic Echo in the Wish that will be added called Starlight Afterglow. I think they'll announce it in a couple of days. They didn't leave descriptions here. Elemental City interface has changed. Don't worry, the difficulties are still the same. They're just grouping the earlier stages together. You saw in the main Discord that they created slightly different um, hero designs for Chardonnay and Lysander, making them look a little buffer and different. Near its passive skill, Active Dreamland, maybe there was some wording that was a little confusing there, so they optimized the wording there. Now, the big update you can all look forward to today, or I guess in a couple of days, is Maeve's um, skill adjustment. So basic attack is getting um, base attack right now with a certain chance to inflict hypnotize. After the adjustment, it's going to be the same amount of damage, but 50% chance to reduce the target's defense by 60%. Now, disarming arrow before was doing the defense breakdown. Now it does more damage. If the target already has slumber mark, it does extra 400k damage. Oh my god. Skill 2 is going to hit so hard. It's like almost double as long as they have slumber mark. If not, inflict 1 layer of dazzle mark. Okay, so now the passive skill before. So, each stage of the damage inflicts slumber mark and then reduces target speed after reaching 5 layers. It does extra 500% damage. So in the new skill up, so let's take a quick look at Maeve here, just so that we understand some of the key changes. Um, so this does the same amount of damage, but now it's defense breakdown on basic. This one, what's going to happen is Um, it does more damage here, and if they have Slumber Mark, um, will do more damage, like double the damage, and we will, if they don't have Slumber Mark, inflict something called Dazed Mark. So Dazed Mark is going to be a new, unique to it. So, so the new thing is each stage now inflicts Dazed Mark. Okay, this does not affect each Dazed Mark reduced target speed by 4%, and we convert it to Slumber Mark by 4%. Reduce the target of Slumber Mark by 16%. The owner has a 50 chance to be afflicted by Hypnotize for 1 turn after acting every 4 turns. Only effect when cannot be affected by cannot targets with Slumber cannot be inflicted with Daze Mark. Okay. Okay, I think I understand what's going on here. And then let's take a look at the keying arrow here. Um, that before now it does damage. Now it does more damage to with 50% piercing before casting this skill. If the target is under Slumber Mark, increase the piercing damage to 85%. Okay, so let's talk about basically what that means. So if you manage to say do an auto attack um, with Maeve, the target is going to get 1 Slumber Mark. So then the next time you use this particular skill, it's going to do double the damage. However, if you start with skill 2, what you're going to do is you're going to do, just the base damage, not extra damage, but immediately it's going to get the target into the Daze Mark status, which means they will get the 16% um, speed down. And every 4 turns they have, a 50 chance of getting hypnotized. So instead of here, you hypnotize them after, 5 layers. Um, it just, every 4 turns that has a 50% chance of being hypnotized. So hypnotized is not going to be as guaranteed as before on the base set. Um, and then if you open up with King Arrow, um, if it's under control status or has Slumber Mark, now the bonus piercing is going to be 85%. So for example, say you use a Ben Austin with her, you do a joint attack, then all of a sudden they're going to start with a Slumber Mark already. Okay, so and also because you're not doing 3 stages, you're going to be able to convert those Slumber Marks. If you have one already, then that's going to go to the Daze Mark step. Let's look at the exclusives. The first exclusive is now completely changed. So whenever enemy dies, Maeve cleans all control effect from herself. Refresh the cooldown of Arming Arrow and acts for 1 turn immediately, during which increase self-damage dealt by 40%. Cannot be triggered again within 2 turns after this extra turn ends. Okay, this is interesting. So I think a while ago, I think I shared, you know, this particular composition, and and I know exactly who runs it. One of our guildmates runs a similar combo to this. So the idea here is where you are basically going for turn 1 kill. The moment you're gonna obviously go first with Lydia, and then she's gonna go, and you're gonna guarantee to kill someone right away because Lysander is gonna hit somebody too. Now, when someone dies, Now, if you replace this popper with a Maeve, Maeve is going to go one more hit. So this brings a lot of interesting option to this first uber crazy one turn kill combo. Could get very interesting there with Maeve. So back to looking at Maeve. The second exclusive, so let's go back to Maeve, um, is also completely changed. Okay, so if the enemy owns any slumber mark, she gains stealth for 2 turns and her attack is increased by 40% for 2 turns. An enemy with slumber marks have an 80% chance of being hypnotized for 1 turn, acting every 3 turns. Okay, so the slumber mark, so no longer have to be days mark. Slumber mark um, can be inflicted with days, but they're going to convert it to days mark. So wouldn't that make it worse? So we're going to have to see how that actually works. Maybe slumber mark and days mark. We'll have to see if the description is correct or not. Um, and exclusive 3 is still the same. Now the exclusive 2. So instead of uh, instead of after the slumber mark reaches 5, it's if any enemy has a slumber mark. Okay, she's gonna gain stealth for 2 turns and attack is gonna boost up. So making the condition a lot easier, and slumber mark also get chance to be inflicted by hypnotize. But the days mark, I mean, oh, okay, sorry, I made a mistake earlier. I think only 1 layer of days mark. That's so confusing. Okay, days mark reduces target by 4%, but each of the damage is going to be slump. Days mark will be slumber mark. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So days mark is going to be the weaker version. Slumber mark is the full stack. Okay, that makes more sense now. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Sorry if I confused anyone earlier. So each attack does something called days mark instead of slumber mark. Once you get to 4 stack, it becomes slumber mark, and then slumber mark stays on the target permanently. It only takes 4 stacks to be converted, and it goes to a maximum of 16% speed reduction. Um, so I guess the part is, we're getting a little bit of a nerf, I guess, on the slumber mark, because before you can really um, use her to slow down bosses that cannot be slowed down. Now it only goes to 16%, I guess. So gives her more damage, less of a slowdown on the boss. That's I guess, the key to it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this morning's quick sneak preview. You get to read all about it in about 2 days. Take care, everyone.